Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Quinn D. Silvers, and today we will be building
Young Link.
in D&D. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. So this Young Link is going to be more or less a mix between the Smash Brothers version, which I guess is sort of the Ocarina of Time version, and the Majora's Mask version. There's some limitations you can't really do without some homebrew stuff for Majora's Mask and more to make a fully Majora's Mask-esque Young Link. So we're just going to be sort of making a generic sort of Young Link character. So we will begin. So recently I was playing the 3.5 campaign with some of my friends, and I made a sort of Young Link character. Because I've been playing through Majora's Mask and stuff recently, and he gave me the suggestion, instead of being a human kid, because in 3.5 there's penalties for being different ages and whatnot, so being young or old. So instead he just said be a halfling, because basically halfling is a small human anyways, so we can do that. So that would be technically the mechanical side of things. But if you were to play this, it's more of a flavor thing. You're a 10-year-old kid, you get the stuff for halfling. So I have chosen for this 5th edition character a Lightfoot halfling. This one because they have brave, advantages and saving throws, and being frightened, which is kind of, I mean, Link is the wielder of the Triforce of Courage, so yeah, so he's brave, courageous, and so he's natural stealthy and nimbleness. That's for being a halfling, and if you were to be a child, you'd be able to get those things. So that's what I chose for the race for this one. So, and obviously the best thing for Link is a fighter. So I've chosen the champion archetype because, again, I'm taking from other Zeldas, but in Breath of the Wild, Link is a champion or whatever. So I sort of chose that. The other option I was thinking of giving him was the Battle Master. Then you get maneuvers and stuff. But I think that fit better with either like Breath of the Wild or Twilight Princess, because Twilight Princess, you have those different abilities that you learn, and that can be, and the maneuvers can be flavored as that. So I just went with champion. And at 7th level, you can also get an additional fighting style. So the one I chose first was just the dueling one. So if you have wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain +2 to your damage rolls with that weapon. So you could have a one-handed weapon and a shield. So that would be Link. The other option I was thinking was giving him great weapon fighting. However, for more generic Link, the dueling is better. Because great weapon fighting just only really works if you're using like the Great Fairy Sword or whatever, and that's not really, I mean, it's canon, but it's not, it's an optional weapon. So for his stats, I just did the standard array again because it's easier. So I gave him more for dex, because he's very dexterous and he can jump around and flip and all that stuff, and then strength so he can wield his swords, and constitution because he has all those hearts, and intelligence, wisdom. I put 8 in charisma because he's Link. He doesn't talk, so he's not very charismatic. So for the background, obviously folk hero. That will probably be for all the Links that I ever make is folk hero. And I gave him cooking utensils because, again, taking from Breath of the Wild, he knows how to cook and stuff. And the other ones don't really fit Link. I was either like the brewers or the alchemists or not. But he doesn't really mix the potions, really. He usually just buys them. So that's what I did for that. So these are the items I gave him. So, and I'll get back to the attuned items that I gave him. So first we'll start with his gear. So I gave him a boomerang because he's young Link, again taken from the Smash Brothers one and like Ocarina of Time, I guess. And then leather armor. I know Link doesn't typically wear armor except in like Twilight Princess and after, where he has chainmail. But for this, so he's not just terrible in combat, I gave him leather armor and a long sword because he usually uses a long sword. I know earlier in the games in Majora's Mask he uses a short sword, but that's boring and lame. I want to give him like a long sword so he can have like the gilded sword and whatnot. And a shield, of course, because of the healing shield. And short bow, because he has a bow. So, and then, yeah. So, I gave him the boots of striding and springing because this is an alternative to the bunny hood. So you could flavor this to be the bunny hood. Again, more or less taken from Smash Brothers Bunny Hood, which increases your jump and speed. These will do that. So this doesn't increase your speed too much, only by 5 feet, but it increases your jump and stuff. Another alternative would be the Boots of Speed. However, those only last for 10 minutes before you have to not use them again. These ones can be used for however long. So that's why I chose the Boots of Springing, the Striding and Springing instead of the Boots of Speed. So we'll view the character sheet, go over what he has again. If you have Young Link, so he has Boomerang, Longsword, Short Bow, Arm Strike, Boots of Springing, Striding and Springing, so that increases his speed to 30 feet. His arm class is 16, that's pretty good. Yeah. There's not too much to go through on this, really. I mean, he's a fighter. He's very easy to make. So, again, if you want to make Young Link, again, up to you and your DM, but you could flavor a halfling to be Young Link. So you can be a human child, but not have 30 feet speed immediately. Yeah, and so I guess I gave him acrobatics, animal handling because he talks to animals throughout the games, like the monkeys. Athletics because he jumps and flips and all that stuff, and survival. I mean, he's a survivalist. He's pretty durable out in the wilderness. So yeah, and that's my Young Link character. Again, taken from Sword of Majora's Mask and Smash Brothers. Now, if you want to go for the more mask angle for Young Link, you'd have to do some homebrew, but essentially you'd need like Mass of Alter Self, because Alter Self allows you to change your race and voice and all that stuff. You don't technically get the abilities of them, of the races, so maybe Polymorph as well. So either Alter Self or Polymorph to be like a Goron or a Zora or whatever, or in this case, a Triton or a Sea Elf to get the abilities of swimming and whatnot. So that's what I would do. I'd just make a mask of Alter Self, and then only have 3 options of like the Deku Scrub, which would be, again, it'd have to be a homebrew race. The Gorons could be like the Turtles, essentially, because they have the big old shells and they can roll around, I guess. Again, slight homebrew, and then the third one would be like Sea Elf or Tritons. Give them the swimming ability. So yeah. So again, this is my young Link character. Again, you don't have to build it this way. This is just how I built him. Again, I could make different links if I wanted. If you guys want, I can do that too. If you want me to do Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, or just a generic one, like this one sort of, just let me know. But yeah, I'm enjoying making Zelda characters in D&D Beyond. Yeah, not a sponsor at any point. At some point, maybe Senpai will notice me. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more of these build a character in D&D, just let me know. Maybe give me suggestions. If you give me anime ones, I will not know most of them. I would have to do some more research on that. Video game characters, I know a bit more. Yeah, but this is fun to make. So yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!
Young Link wins!